a quiet song. In the sun where we all fall, wrestling rumors, wrestling brawls. Jake and Cody calling it raw. In the somewhere breaking the wall. Eclipse a suplex, dreams and chair shot screams. Fans in the chat throwing wild extremes. Jake's got crutches but his spirit won't bow. Cody laughs, Jake wipes his brow.
Calls a shot, Spaz breaks the game. Cody's in the fray, adding to the flame. Ladders they rise, fists hit the air. Chaos erupts without a care. Triple A's warriors and NXT's pride. Only one walks with glory inside. Into somewhere we scream and shout, breaking it down, no shadow. Into somewhere where we breaking it down. CM Punk, John Cena tearing up the town. Broke half on fire, no one spit it better. Reviewing like a beast, no one does it clever. Cena through elbows, Punk through shade. Chains clang, bodies bang, rivalry displayed. Slammed into the chains like lions in the cage. Toronto crowd wild, unleash all the rage. In the summer, in the summer. The Garden's buzzing, New York feel electric. Punk's fist cracking, Seth's got a death wish, hectic. Cody says, man, Punk looking hungry tonight. Jake nods, but Seth flips, guts all in the fight. Roman stomps through, Rex plans in his strut. Tribal chief with bad vibes tearing it up. MSG crowd, stunned faces in the stand. Cody shakes his head, this again, damn man. Y'all believe in Joe Hendry's name, fighting through the fire in the wrestling game. Hardy soar like the legends they defined. Knockouts fight, her power aligns. Mic drop, we analyze every bout, discussing every twist, don't leave a doubt. Predictions, insights, we break it all down into somewhere best critics around. In the somewhere we reviewing every bout, breaking down the moves, ain't no shadow of doubt. WWE heat, we bring that white hot flame. From Ray to Gunner, we calling names. Yeah. Turnbuckle tension, the ropes might snap. Jake calling spots, Cody's laying the map. Spaz with the bent, or a joke, then a clue. Breaking it down for the hardcore crew. Into somewhere wrestling minds collide, breaking down the chaos, the truth won't hide. Briefcase in the air, who's taking the gold? We're diving deep, stories unfold. RKO hits like a freight train crash. Lights out cold in the WWE backlash. That's all. In the somewhere where we break it down. CM Punk, John Cena tearing up the town. Broke half on fire, no one spit it better. Reviewing like a beast, no one does it clever.
Woo! What's going on, ladies and gents? Jake, aka Countdown Ended, coming to you live. That's right, Into Somewhere Weekly. Hopefully you're doing well. Glad to see everybody in the chat. It is September 3rd, 2025, my 19-year anniversary with my beautiful wife. I love you. Happy anniversary. Hopefully you're all doing well. Speaking of my work wife, I have with me the one, the only, the ultimately sexy Cody O'Needy 316.
Give me a hell yeah.
What's going on? Happy anniversary to you and Courtney, and happy anniversary to us, because I'm just gonna make this our anniversary as well, because I'm your work wife.
I love it. We'll have to look back and see what the actual date on that is, huh? I know Into Somewhere was started many, many, many moons ago with a distant man known as OK Fabe, who goes as the super nerd currently. But yeah, that was the opposite. We were the B show to the weak show, and we went ahead and held strong. And speaking of holding strong, my goodness, Wrestlepalooza is set out to just obliterate AEW.
I feel like Into Somewhere became the A show now. So.
It's the only show. That's right. You know, and I'm actually. I'm pretty excited for what they've got cooking, okay?
Hell yeah.
One more time, Clean It In-House. We'd like to thank you all for hitting us hit over 10,000 subs. We hit it, this past weekend. I want to thank you all for that. As always, again, it's very much so appreciated. Make sure you're hitting like. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're on anywhere else watching, you can always go ahead and join us all over on youtube.com/Jake DeMarco. So,
some might say that, according to you, on these scripts here, like all 10,000 accounts were me. That accurate?
AI. I don't know. I'll have to ask Paul on that one. He is head of internal security and chief AI consultant.
Does he control the Jake bot?
No, that thing's still in cooking in utero. Jake bot's not ready for us yet, but we'll see what happens in the future. React bot would be great. We just got to worry about all the bugs we had in the system from your terrible production hires. All right, no more editors that you pay for. We learned our lesson.
What is Paul doing that's better?
It's keeping us safe. All right, we've had no break-in since.
From what?
Into Somewhere has been locked down. Okay, no more intrusions, no more interruptions. Things have been holding strong. And
there we go.
Before we get into anything, what is wrong with Matt Riddle?
Everything's wrong with Matt
Thank
Riddle.
you. I mean,
he looks like Jeffree Star, I think. Now
what
he looks like
in drugs has he not just totally ingested up his own? I'm telling you, he must have boofed everybody. That's what I'm saying.
Sure,
at the same time, it's all been woo, baby, because first he goes ahead and he's like, I think CM Punk is a creep. He spent too much time in NXT. He was lingering around the locker room too much. He has like Cora Jade as his daughter and everything. Everybody knows he kind of oversees. Cora Jade was obsessed with Punk, and it was, she went to his signings and all that. That kind of became like the joke behind it. But her and Roxanne, they learned from him. They said that, but he was helpful with everybody at NXT. And I don't know why that burns people's ass to see CM Punk be positive or Phil do good. What that makes people's brains scramble. It's some type of derangement syndrome. And then Matt Riddle.
And wrestling fans aren't any better because it influences them to think the same way as this idiot. A man is helping a woman's wrestler train and get better. They must be some sort of creep. No, or they want to help them succeed. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
look at Shawn Michaels putting out that TikTok today, and you might be able to say, oh, they're too focused on TikToks in the back. Maybe that is the case in social media.
I think that is also the case as well. I'm mixed on that. I like the TikTok. I think this just proves HBK is a hot take here. HBK is a better booker than Triple H.
I mean, he's doing great right now, so we'll see how the continuation goes. I truly do not believe that this is Triple H's booking anymore. I don't think it has been for a while. I feel like, yes, he's still the head guy up front, but I don't think his word has as much weight as it used to. Maybe it's his stories and whatnot, but what I'm saying is I just don't feel like he has the final say-so. He might have the final word, but there's somebody that comes to him at the end of the day that says like, no, we don't like that. We're going to change this to that. Or I think this would work better. Like that's part of it. I feel like he had the reins for quite a while. And then The Rock got onto the board and the mess started to happen with the merger of TKO. And then from there, it's like,
Do you think Triple H is having issues with TKO? Do you think that's why Stephanie kind of did that?
I mean, we'll talk about it now. I mean, we heard clearly Complex and then ESPN themselves not being happy. Stephanie McMahon, went ahead and earned the ire of ESPN after her VPN promotion. She basically went ahead and said, don't pay for your upcoming premium live events. Go ahead and, copyright pirate them and take the high seas of the piracy roads and use a VPN to stream them elsewhere. And it was funny. I mean, she was on What's Your Story with Stephanie McMahon, and it raised a lot of eyebrows indeed. Yahoo Sports were like one of the first ones to report on it. So
This is why we like Stephanie McMahon, because she cares about the fans. This is why I wish Vince didn't sell the company to TKO and he just
She
gave
doesn't
the
care about
company
the
to his
fans.
family.
Come on. Well, all she did was she was caring about who was putting money in her pocket, and that was that specific advertiser at that point in time. So if it
She
wasn't
cares about the
Surfshark
fans.
VPN or whichever one they're currently going with, that's who it was. She wasn't telling fans, "Oh, just save money." It was because she had. If she said that without having a VPN sponsorship, then maybe I would believe your sentiment about her caring about fans. But my judge, jury, and
gives you the
executioner says
impression that
opposite.
She hasn't cared about the fans.
Well, at least in the regard you're saying here, she's not doing this to tell the fans not to pay ESPN. She's doing it just because she's being paid on her podcast to promote a VPN network. It's that simple.
Yeah, but she's also doing that as well. It can be two things. Can be
I
true
don't
at
think it was
once.
dual fold because she's getting in trouble for it and she's going to change her tune real quick. I guarantee they probably dropped the VPN as a sponsor or worked them into somewhere else. So I just don't see her as a champion of fans' needs by any means. And then you know what it is? Matt Riddle has the same kind of mentality though, because he's always good about getting in the popular zeitgeist and making himself have a name that's floated around in trending. Because he was talking about CM Punk being a creep, and then he's talking about AJ Lee being a straight up whore. That's what he said. He called her Anna. And said that she went ahead and she everybody, and I mean everybody.
You want to know what Matt Riddle is? I don't care if this is too PC for any of y'all, but Matt Riddle is a retard.
Oh God, no! I mean, Matt Riddle is something special. What it is he's trying to get as much attention as he possibly can. So he says, AJ, you know, I have no problems with her. I'm a little fucked up myself, but she did get around from what I heard. No disrespect to that. People like to hook up. So his quote is, she got around in WWE. And it's like, even if it's not a fact, but even if it was a fact, or what does it matter? But why bring this up? She's trying to return to the ring, and you're talking about proclivities in the back. Why mention it?
Well, here's the thing: he's just jealous how she got a contract before he did.
Yeah, that he has not been invited back, and AJ Lee, in fact, has, because it's all but been spoiled. I do concede you were right the other day, Sir Cody. I was wrong. I was just jaded because it's so many times have we heard and seen AJ Lee's returning.
Thank you very much. All the people in the chat. Say you're sorry because everyone was just saying I was spewing stupid rhetoric yet again. So I want an apology from each and every one of you for all the. Oh.
Did you shit yourself again? So
come on, you're playing sound effects.
We have this right here. Somebody wisely tweeted WWE Shop, and their AI bot responded. So they said, "Where's the AJ Lee merch? What am I meant to wear on Friday when I watch SmackDown? Normal clothes?" And the bot says, "Hey there, of course, we wouldn't expect that. With AJ Lee's return to the ring, we are looking to have some fire gear, hopefully in time for Wrestlepalooza. Be sure you're signed up for the emails and get the latest updates on new live inventory. Happy shopping." Now, this is the type of reply that the bot sends pretty regularly about things, but it managed to include her. The fact that they're getting merch, they're going to stock it before Wrestlepalooza. She's supposed to be there on Friday. This is supposedly what's happening. If it's not her actual like in-person debut, then she'll be named. Like Punk will say, "My wife AJ Lee is going to have a match with you two at Wrestlepalooza." Like if she's not there in person in Chicago, which 90% of the wrestling news sites are currently reporting it to be so. If that's not the case, I don't know what is, but my goodness, we'll see.
I think it has to be SmackDown because CM Punk's going to be there, just to announce it. But if they were literally just going to announce it, they can announce it on any show because any show is going to give you a loud reaction.
But being in Chicago, I mean, that's her hometown, obviously, with him.
But if she's not present, I mean, I think the pop would be the same no matter what.
Oh, yeah. Whether she's there or not, people are going to go nuts. But especially because it's Chicago, people are going to be exceptionally loud.
That's why she better be there, because if she's not there, you could have just made that announcement on Raw.
Well, that's what I think we're going to get because she's there on, SmackDown side of things. I think that's what's going to be, making a good bet. Good. I'd hedge my bets and say, yeah, she's going to return. They're in Chicago.
She better be on SmackDown.
I mean, realistically, they kind of set up that Rhea Ripley could be his choice. It doesn't even have to be AJ Lee. Him and Rhea were talking in the back, remember, before he went out and all that stuff. He could have
I
Rhea
think
be
they
the
had
one
to
on his
do
side.
that as like
Him and Bailey obviously is a great choice that goes back for years, like Cody Ray in the chat just said. AJ Lee, I was never like the biggest fan of her. I didn't dislike her. I liked Paige better, so I was a fan of the two of them, but it was because
Really?
of Paige's involvement. What did AJ Lee
I
do?
like
She
AJ
she didn't have many barn-burning amazing matches. She basically just set herself apart by not being the whore slut bimbo diva at that time. She was the original
AJ Lee was
Paige.
probably their best mic worker. Uh,
No doubt.
don't know.
She was great on the mic at that time, but sadly, either because she didn't have
In
enough
ring, I
great
think she
people,
was good in the ring as well.
she was really good, but I don't think she had enough good people to work with to really show her
That's the
skills.
issue. There wasn't a lot of.
So
good
she ended up doing
wrestlers.
other storylines because she was making the wrestlers kind of look bad because she was so good at points. Where now she's the
So
GM.
are you afraid that she's not going to stand?
No, I
stand
think
out
she'll
as
be
well
good.
because
I
she
want her to
was only
stand
good
out
for her
more.
time?
I think I want her to stand out more.
But
I want to see what she's got
just-
now and what she.
There's a lot of great wrestlers now. You got Io Sky, Rhea
Yeah.
Ripley, Bianca Belair.
So let's see how
you
great she
got
really is and
Naomi-
stack her up
Naomi's
to it.
pregnant.
You mentioned earlier
You
it's
got
it's
Asuka,
supposed to
Liv
be.
Morgan.
You don't have to go through
You
everybody. We
got
know,
a big.
but we go ahead and you and I know like all the dream matches. You said so yourself though before. What are we getting? It's supposed to be not a short-term deal. She's supposed to be back for quite a while, just like Nikki Bella. AJ Lee returns. It's not going to be a one-off supposedly. So we hear the latest rumor roundup is that she's going to be able to face people like you're naming. So exactly, there's a million. Well, we know there's a million dream matches. Anybody she faces is basically a dream match in this scenario because it's going to be her, and people have wanted her to return for damn near a decade at this point. It's a big deal for a lot of fans. This is the ultimate counter booking. You know, as some people would say Brock is, I think Brock is certainly a huge draw. But for a lot of people, AJ Lee was like a holdout like CM Punk. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is the first time where it's really gone ahead and been something that should include her. You know, the husband and wife team are screwing over the husband, and he's got a wife. Yes. I just hope there's more than just the moment, because WWE has been heavy this year on moments, not storytelling moments. Oh my God, John Cena turned heel, but they do jack all with it for the most part. You know, like the New Day, we get this great heel turn and do nothing with it. You know, there's been a lot of like big moments and oh my God, shock, but there's not a lot of story to sink into behind it. That's why some people are like, oh, I'm so bored with wrestling right now, and other people are like, oh, wrestling's extremely hot and over. You're seeing a tale of like two fans worth in each show. Because look at Raw, it's pretty much the same thing week in and week out. It all builds to the next PLE. The PLE happens. It's pretty much non-consequential unless it's a big four. And we're just, you know, muddying through. But it's all about those moments. You know, oh my God, the Usos are back together. Oh my God, those one, we can break the internet. Seth Rollins isn't really injured. Who? WWE, they're going up. Well, they were booking AEW All Out, so. But where? In Toronto.
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto, a lamination chamber, steel cage.
We've heard, yeah, things. So. Yeah, I agree. Because the Bronze just keep losing. What's going on, Danny? Glad to have you here. The thing is I don't think the storylines and the creative isn't counterbooked. The show itself is. That's it. Like all of these plans have been plans laid out for a while. The AJ Lee return, the Lesnar return for the most part was something they at least thought of. Like it happened a little bit faster than expected, but any event, they pretty much have mapped this year out. And yeah, people get injured. They have to rearrange things. We know that, but they had an idea to have this in some way, shape, or form. They didn't know exactly when. They held out to do it against All Out in Toronto. So I'm happy to say, yeah. Really? Why? Time. I don't disagree with that. I mean, it sucks for people to do it now. They should have done this to begin with, but I don't blame them for doing it. WWE is like not throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks, but there's a few Hail Marys here, and then there's also a few great plays. They're doing some QB sneaks that they're just not anticipating. This is a very big stack show. You've got Cody Rhodes taking on, Drew McIntyre. We've got that brewing now for a while. We've got John Cena taking on Brock Lesnar. Lesnar's first match since what, 2023? Now we have Stephanie McMahon, Io Sky. We're going to see them go ahead and compete to see who will actually be the new women's champ. I mean, there's a lot going on. Now we have supposedly the Usos reuniting to take on Braun and Braun. And then one more match would be the Visions, Becky and Seth taking on Punk and AJ Lee. That is massive. No, but I don't feel like that. AEW went ahead and said they wanted to be competition. They came barking up that tree ever since day one, because it was supposed to be Tuesday Night Dynamite, and they went ahead and changed it to Wednesday to go head to head with NXT originally. This was their plan. They wanted it. Now WWE treats them like competition, but this does feel somewhat personal. See, I think Triple H didn't ever say anything. He managed to navigate those waters. But I also know that it does feel personal, and it really does, doesn't it? Like, he's doing these things lately. He is counter-booking like a mofo, and he is. I mean, look at everything that just happened with, they moved Evolution. We didn't get to go to the pay-per-view. Absolutely. I'm not saying they shouldn't be, but they are doing it. I will acknowledge it. Here's the thing, though. They are going for blood with this show. They have managed to have as many massive headlines as possible on Wrestlepalooza.
Thing.
Yeah,
You're
everybody
putting on
would
a
be
good
up a
show
creek.
because your competition's putting on a good show.
Yeah.
You're supposed to let your competition be the succeeders.
I think you
Oh
got
my
muted in
God.
Discord, but we got you unmuted now. Look at that. Gotta love it. You've been cursed again, my
Ooh.
friend.
Yeah. Can we hear me now?
You can be heard loud and clear now. Cody Ray let you know.
Okay,
See?
good.
They are going
I
for
don't-
blood,
where-
though.
where
I
was
feel
I?
like it.
Where was I?
We're just kind
where
of
did it get
saying...
out?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I could hear you the whole
Anyway.
time. But yeah, I mean, since Clash in Paris, they've whipped out the double guns. They loaded all the ammo. You figure Lesnar
I'm not
alone...
saying you, though, because you have said people should stop belly aching about the whole
Absolutely.
thing. Like, I kind of disagree with that. Like, stick to your guns, AEW. You said your competition. Put your balls to the wall and compete against Wrestlepalooza.
And that's the thing. All out
because,
right now, they don't really have
moving away
anything
from
going
it,
for
saying,
it.
You're just as big as a WWE. You're as big as them, right? So when you're moving your show earlier, you're going to be like, yeah, we're going to lose to them. We don't have that star power to compete with WWE.
Yeah.
That's what they're basically saying. So I think it's kind of an L in a way.
And
again,
think of it, All
people
Out was supposed to
traveling
be
to the show.
it's supposed to be their second biggest pay-per-view of the year, right? Excuse me.
Exactly, and that means people travel to the show, and like everyone's hotel situation could be fucked up
In
now, or if you book that
Toronto,
hotel.
yeah.
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto.
Yeah,
But granted,
people
even
that live there will be
besides the
fine, but
travel
people that
issues
travel-
and the time change fucking up fans, besides all of that, yes, that sucks for them. The card could be changed. I've had it before. WWE's done that to me for an NXT show. It was supposed to start at 7. They started at 4. Shit happens. There's nothing you can do about it when they do it. Is it fair? No, but the card is subject to change. So sucks for fans. Get there soon. If they messed
still
up
don't
plans, bitch to Tony. It's not
I
right,
don't
but they can
see,
do it. They should
I don't
have
see
announced a
any
time to begin
and then
with. But
switching.
There is, though,
I don't
because
see
now
any
any
positive.
media coverage that they get, they would probably lose all SEO, every search engine optimization they would possibly be able to dig themselves into. They're going to be screwed by, because WWE is going to eclipse them with the AJ Lee, with the Brock Lesnar's, with the Cody Rhodes. You know, they don't have a chance.
So they're acknowledging
They're going to get.
defeat.
Well, they're not acknowledging defeat. They're just being smart about it. They're saying, we're going to go before you guys go on, so we get our time in the sun, and then you guys can, you know, also have your time in the headlines. Basically, this way, every time something happens,
You know,
they're not having
I
something
kind of
happening up
enjoy the
against
pettiness
WWE.
from WWE because Tony Khan's petty as well. We can't complain about one petty but not the other.
I don't blame them for
So-
moving the time. It's a smart business move, because now they actually have a chance to get some retweets and
joking
clicks
right
and all
now,
of that. But they only
we're
have
gonna
one
get-
match announced right now. It's Edge and,
Get ready
and
for an
Christian.
NXT show.
Edge and
Get ready
Christian are
for an
taking on
NXT show that
FTR.
afternoon.
And I'm sorry, that's not the most exciting show, because FTR don't have the tag titles, and Edge and Christian already had their return match. So they did that at Forbidden Door. So what's the big draw here for All Out? Right now, that the only thing we have, like I said, Edge and Christian and FTR, and it'll be a good
That's on
match.
them.
But that's at least all right. You only have one match announced. It's Stephanie versus Io. Well, I know that match is going to be great. We've had it on Raw, and then it got interrupted. Obviously, there was never a finish to the no contest. But I know those two are going to kill it. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with all of it, though. AEW, I don't know what else they added tonight. We'll have to see what happens with Dynamite. We are going to check in briefly here shortly to see if anything major's happening.
Another thing about AEW All Out. So this is the first pay-per-view, right? That's going to be on HBO Max.
Yes,
So
at a reduced rate, I
again, they
believe, as
take
well.
another L here. I think HBO Max should be like Peacock in a way, like where WWE, like if you paid for Peacock, you get the PLEs for free, right? But this is
Nope, you have to pay
If
for
you pay
them.
for HBO Max, you have to pay $40 for the pay-per-view still.
Yeah, it's at a
Fucking
reduced
ridiculous.
rate, but you're still paying for it, because you'd be paying for it no matter what. So that's how they view it. And I think it's a bad idea,
shouldn't.
but it should have
It
came
is.
with the
They-
subscription.
They won't learn.
They'd rather make 100,000 buys at $49 than a million at 10, you know, kind of idea. It's like, I don't know.
Yep.
There's something to it, but I'd want more eyes. Even though Roman Reigns is written off television at Clash in Paris, he's still going to have some type of scene or some type of crossover angle for him at Wrestlepalooza. So we're going to see the Usos take on the Bronze there, supposedly, as of right now. And Roman will have some type of involvement at that point in time, which would be great. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, will reunite to battle the Vision. And the match, like we said, is scheduled for Wrestlepalooza. I'm excited for that one. WWE is also really impressed with Ludwig Kaiser. He's doing work as El Grande Americano. And while Chad's injured, unfortunately, he's getting a big push in AAA. I can't help and, you know, support that. He's really managed to shine singing his entrance in Spanish, and he's done all these promos in other languages, and he's just been very entertaining. So great on him to maximize his minutes, as, you know, all this says. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Wrestlepalooza for the undisputed title. Two things. Do you think Cody loses to Drew? And do you think there's going to be a stipulation with this match, since there's been so much, you know, dirty bloodshed already and underhandedness attacks
You know,
from Drew?
talking about people that need to win matches, like we've discussed with Clash, I think they're not going to do it, but I think Drew McIntyre should win and needs to win.
I agree with you. I really do. And I wonder if they're going to, since we're not getting bad blood, I mean, I could see these two leading to a Hell in a Cell, but that's Cody again. Gorilla Strong's in the chat. What's going on, boss? Glad to have you here.
Is there going to be a Hell in a Cell match at Wrestlepalooza? You think?
I don't know. I don't think so, but that would be a great time to have it. I mean, you really want to go balls
Would
to
Cody
the wall?
and Drew be
That's who I'd put in there.
Hell
Yeah.
in a Cell?
Oh, yeah. But that's a little bit too soon for their feud. I'm sure you can get more mileage out of it. I'm just trying to think as big can be.
That should get the Hell in a Cell. Is there any?
No, not that I mean, Tiffany and Jade is not setting fire to anything. and- yeah.
Jump off a cliff if that happened, and if that was put in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. So not much going on in that realm, sadly. We'll talk about
trying to
NXT
think of-
shortly. Basically, Ronda Rousey said that she ended her career as a pro wrestler because WWE always dangled the carrot of her working with the other 3 of the 4 horsewomen.
Before you get to that,
Yeah.
I know they would never do this, but the only other thing that I could think of that should be in a Hell in a Cell is the mixed tag team match with CM Punk and AJ versus Seth and Becky.
Yeah, Punk brings them into hell with Seth. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst idea, but that would work. I mean, yeah, that would be Hell in a Cell worthy. I could see that happening. We've got No Mercy and Halloween Havoc returning for NXT, so gosh knows what they do there. I was confused
about No Mercy because at first they weren't advertising it as NXT No Mercy like they usually do.
Yeah, they've been doing that a lot with NXT PLEs where they just call it WWE No Mercy, WWE Halloween Havoc.
Then people have to be like, wait a second, is it
NXT
main roster show? Or?
Yeah, very confusing. But
Halloween Havoc should be a main roster show, by the way.
I agree. I've enjoyed it on NXT for all these years. They've done quite a many fun things with it, but
done enough with it where it should be brought up. Just kind of like how War Games got upgraded to the main roster. Like you need that with Halloween Havoc as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, they can add it to it eventually.
Do it like SmackDown Halloween Havoc because that would have been perfect.
They are having a Halloween SmackDown this year. They said they're having their Halloween themed edition. So
Halloween Havoc.
We'll have it the week before or the Sunday before with NXT, and then SmackDown can still have its Halloween theme and its Boo Street fight match. You know,
yeah, the Trick or
Street, yeah,
Trick or Street, and Christmas one. What's that one called? Miracle on.
Yeah, 34th Street, something like that.
Yeah, that
34th Street fight.
They always do some sort of.
Ronda Rousey basically told Cage Side Seats and ESPN that she's not coming back. She was always teased about having the 4 horsewomen match or working with her friends. That never happened. She said at the very latest on the second run, they kept dangling that carrot in front of me. By the end, I was like, I'm fucking leaving unless I can wrestle Shayna. And that's how I was able to do all that. And she even admits that sucked, and which it did because they made them do it under like a slight MMA, UFC bout rules, which again made no sense because
who would you blame more for a match between them sucking? Ronda wasn't that good in the ring, no offense, but Shayna was great in the ring. That's the difference.
Ronda was good when she was able to rehearse and practice, and you know, like that Mania match was so great because they did that same
Shayna didn't need to.
Shayna was able to go. Ronda needed to rehearse everything. Ronda didn't have it down. And as much as I liked Ronda Rousey in UFC and her initial WWE run, she got in bad with the fans because of her attitude, and she couldn't differentiate, you know, works.
Yeah, there's a night and day difference between not originally when she came in because she sounded like too afraid, like how she talked on the mic, but turning her heel originally for the WrestleMania 35 against Charlotte and Becky, that was peak Ronda Rousey. That was probably her best version of herself.
And she wasn't a fan of that.
And returned again, then she just seemed like she didn't give a shit and had to eat out the rest of her contract. And
sadly, yeah, she just wasn't a fan of it. So I don't know if we officially announced, but yeah, AEW rescheduled. We said they rescheduled their time, but they scheduled All Out to air at 3 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Pacific was 8 p.m. Eastern, was the original time. So it'll be noon Pacific. Wrestlepalooza starts at 7 p.m. Last I saw Eastern, so they've got a 4-hour head start. So they'll both still be on at the
disagree with
end.
it a little bit. It's all right.
Other people said Wrestlepalooza would start at 8, but I've seen both announced, so we'll see what happens.
So we'll probably have one big review for that night.
More than likely, that's what it's going to turn into. Because a review, watch along, and everything else in between.
All Out will probably go like 4 hours right until Wrestlepalooza's starting, so we won't have enough time to do it.
Yeah, no kidding. It is baffling to see Karrion Kross have this GCW match scheduled, and the fact that he is just not signed with WWE. I have a hard time envisioning that they're allowing him to do this. This is some sort of planned work. I mean, it very well could be, and everyone will say, oh, we got you, the wool's over your eyes. I just don't know what the payoff to he's not signed would be. He goes and does his own thing for a while and then comes back like, oh, I don't really work here, but we know he does. Like, I don't see what the big payoff could be to not re-signing him. I think it was like, hey, we don't have an offer for Scarlett right now. Because look at how many people are directionless or not being used or not re-signed that we expected to be there again, and they're not. it seems like even though he was one of their top merch sellers, barely being on TV at all, he had what, 2 televised matches plus the Battle Royal, and that was it in 6
Yep.
months. They sidelined him with AOP and did nothing with them ever until they got let go.
Boy.
And he had a good story, I guess. Apparently, he said today he had a lot of good creative set out for the future, and the only reason he's not outing it is because someone that still works there might be able to use portions of this. But all in all, he's saying like, "Hey, I had this really good, intriguing story, and we couldn't do it because I didn't get re-signed." So it's just very upsetting. And if it is a work, okay, what's your main idea here? What are you aiming to achieve? Because
I've noticed someone point this out though, like about him.
yeah,
Sure, he had like a great character. He was great with mic skills, but someone said, "What are great matches you remember of him?"
that's a good point, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
What stands out to you?
I don't know, on the spot, I'd have to think back. What about you? You start me off. Jumpstart my stoner brain.
Recent bias.
Yeah.
People shit on it, but I thought we're specifically like, are we talking Carrion or Killer?
Either or. I want to know what you love.
If you want to go recency bias with Carrion Cross, I know this was a few years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. Some people shit on it, but I like the pacing of this match. Drew and Carrion, was it, in a steel cage, right?
That was really good. So
yeah, people shit on it, and I'm like, what are you talking about? This was actually a really good match.
Yeah, it was kind of funny that the one guy I didn't really care for much in AEW was Brian Cage. He had a good look, as big as he was, and just looked like a roided out freak. But somehow him and Killer Cross managed to have a very, very good match on TNA where they both looked like powerhouses, but yet were so agile. They did some crazy maneuvers, but all of it was in the realm of believability. NXT, he didn't get to do much. I mean, he had the cross jacket submission, so it was all about choking people out quick.
Finn Balor was a good match.
That was a very good match, but again, it was also quiet time in the world, so we were all quarantined, and it just didn't live up to what it could. And then when he came back, he got squashed by Jeff. He left, and he came back, and that was it. There were several matches he had in TNA, and I'm so bad at remembering. But I remember the one he had with Brian Cage was really good. Damn, that stands out. But I'm trying to think back, like a favorite of mine with him. That's the thing. I can't think of much, but I know he's talented. He's got great character work.
Talk about that.
I'd have to rewatch it. I'm sure it's good.
That was back in the pandemic, right? In 2020.
Yeah, I think pretty much all of his NXT stuff was during the quiet times, the before times. Yeah, so this is when they were talking with Denise Salcedo. They said the creative we were supposed to have on Monday Night Raw got killed that Sunday at SummerSlam. It involved other people. I'd love to tell people that want to know, but the idea could be salvaged. He said it's something really big and was something people would have enjoyed. I can tell you that right now. Maybe one day creative can revisit this.
See, that's actually a mixed thing. Like, you're not getting a bunch of "we want Cross" chants like you were with Truth, I don't think, and that's no shade towards Cross.
No, you were getting them somewhat the first few episodes, but they removed signs, so I was like, okay, maybe they're doing it. It's a work, but then he's got these matches, Pro Wrestling Store. I'm not sure.
They're trying to silence "we want Cross." They'll mute it or take away signs, but with Truth, they made sure you heard it and acknowledged the chants.
Yeah, because at that point in time, they'd already signed him back after the initial reaction the audience gave. Because think about how many people they've let go over the years, and we've been upset, but to get the response that Truth got, people were like, what the fuck happened here? Like, normally it would be like, oh, how could they let so-and-so go? That's ridiculous. But with this, people were like,
Carrion Killer Cross.
Truth.
No offense. No offense to Carrion, but like, our Truth deserves a lifelong job with WWE over a majority of that roster.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
That's just the truth, pun intended.
Indeed. So, that's the thing. Like, I'd have to go back and look because I know he had matches in TNA that I enjoyed. It was like Impact then, actually.
They don't like.
They don't like what?
Someone in the chat said they don't like Carrion.
but they like Killer Cross. You know, there is a big difference.
Yeah,
And
you know me. I'm one. I love Killer. Okay, I think you know that though.
I know I'm in the same camp with you. I really like Killer Cross and TNA. It's just
I think. No offense to Carrion, but Killer Cross clears Carrion Cross. No.
absolutely. You're not wrong about that. Going back, yeah, right here. There's that Brian Cage and Johnny Impact and Moose match. That's a 4-way.
Oh yeah, Johnny. Yes, I remember.
And then
okay.
Killer
That's
Cross
a
and
good
Johnny
one.
Impact was a great match. Brian Cage and Killer Cross comes up here. I knew those two killed it. And then you had him and Moose for #1 contendership. That was a really good match. There was a lot of everybody that he faced, he had really good matches with this Killer Cross at that point in time. He was a crazy monster. He was in that group that I always forget the goddamn name of. Oh,
You know, TNA.
in TNA, yeah, Impact at that point.
Oh yeah.
It'll come back to me at some point. Oh, I hate when I can't think of certain things. Somebody might remember it at some point, but I'm trying to look back and see if I see anything. And it's so faded for me at that point in time with so much going on.
Right.
But he had, trying to look back and see if it says, because he had I forget what group he had. It was with, oh, this is terrible. See, my memory sucks. Well, regardless, it'll hit me eventually. I miss and enjoy him. He was great. And let's see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they had that First Blood match against Eddie Edwards that was damn good too. See, so now that I look through,
Wait, when was that? What? was-
that was, let's see here. Ooh, 2018, I think it says. Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You figure because then he went to NXT and then the main roster and then
Oh yeah. Okay. I guess that. Okay. After 2020, though, I've lost track of time.
you're not wrong. I mean, I try to remember stuff, and that's why I say all the time I have a terrible memory, especially when it
2020
comes.
Part 5. That's the year.
Yeah, that's the problem. Part 5, indeed. Soon to be Part 6. I mean, we're at September already, and it just continues to, build up. I'm trying to see.
Did time
Let's
change ever
see.
since 2020?
In
It
your
just feels like
scenes.
nah.
I feel like they have, certainly. He was the one to watch in 2019 for Impact, Rising Star Award in 2018 for Vegas's Cauliflower Alley Club. Like, he was a fighter and then turned to wrestling after the fact and then
Right.
made it work.
So,
So, great on him for that much.
Keller Carrion, would you ever say like his in-ring work was what made him a top star?
His in-ring work is good. It's just his character, his psychology, and his selling is also part of that. But it's more
That's the thing, though,
the
because
character
people say
work. I feel like he exemplifies
he's not
above all
great in the
else.
ring.
He is, though. I think
Like,
he could be exemplary. He can have
but you don't
excellent
always have to be
matches.
the flashiest in the ring. Look at Stone Cold. He's not.
Yeah.
He wasn't no slouch, but he wasn't your top
And
5-star match
well,
performer. His character made him what he was.
Speaking of no slouch, Mercedes Moné, basically, she gets, obviously she has 9 belts and she wants more, and she's basically trying to challenge. Now they've got another promotion where this girl has 6 belts. They want to go, winner takes all. So what is she going to have? 15 titles? Jim Cornette was ripping into her. And it was funny because Sports Illustrated actually put out an article talking about how bad Jim Cornette ripped up Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks. He said, she's a rotten actress. She's physically unimpressive. She's bled to me in the ring because she misses as much as she hits, or she's trying to hold her wig on top of her head. And, but she loves what she's doing. We can't deny that. She's just not very good at any parts of it. And did I mention these rotten promos? But she's got dedication. He said, I think she's more than better off where she is right now than going back to WWE, where she's got him wrapped around her teeny tiny little finger, and he's paying her, from what we understand, is quite a pretty penny. We know she's making top dollar on her contract, and she got ragdolled a bit by Bozilla briefly. But besides that, I mean, she's been dominant throughout. The only one she lost to is Toni Storm. surprisingly, and that was only because of the creative control in her contract talk happening so much then. I don't know why the fandom around Mercedes is so enamored by, I mean, they have an affinity for belts, and I don't understand why they're so captivated by, oh, more belts means you're the better champ. Like, that's not what this is. And do they realize she's not going to go? All these indie feds that she's taken titles away from, you realize that she's never going to come back and defend them. She's just going to vacate all 9 belts when she loses the TNT title. The only reason, though, that she's holding that title, we all know is why. Jade Cargill. Tony wants to erase Jade Cargill's record, so he's letting Mercedes do it. And she's almost there. She's almost at the 500 days. She's at, well, like 460 and change now. She's not far away at all, so we know she's going to hit that, erase Jade Cargill's record, and then she can lose all 15 belts at that point in time. But it's just so excessive that it becomes gaudy. Like I was trying to say with Pez before, it's like a Christmas tree. There's only so much garland you can put on it before it's gaudy, not grand. And that's kind of what happened here. They just keep slapping more silver on, but it's not doing anything for the character. What do we know about Mercedes besides that she likes money and she shakes her hips? She's never cut a promo that we learned anything about her character. All of the promos have been horrible. They've been dismissive. It's just bland, boring, repetitive, and drivel. She's just worshipped, and I don't understand why. She's got a bigger bald spot than I do, and the 5 had to push. I'm not trying to say, I'm going after her looks. It's the fact of, though, that you attack people and then you deny it. It's like, well, why are you able to stand above the rest on shoulders, unscathed, yet everybody else has to put in the work, and it's just
the cherry on top. I don't care what. No offense to Fightful, I think they get majority of their stuff right. And just in addition, she does have creative control.
There's something there. She might not have creative control in her contract, but she has Tony's ear, and I think that's just as good.
Fightful seems a little hypocritical, don't you think? They say that these talent don't have creative control, but then you look at the Hurt Syndicate refusing to lose to so-and-so teams, so they have the book the match where they don't get pinned, so that Tony listened to them. So isn't that a form of creative control?
Exactly. If you're a mark for her, agreed, Cody Ray, that's exactly what happens. Speaking of being marks, we've only got a little bit of time left with John Cena.
Speaking about marks, I don't mark out anyone, so
you never. No, Judgment Day, never.
What I mark out? What?
And John Cena, this will be his last WWE appearance in Chicago. CM Punk is going to be there. He teased Monday on the close of Raw to be making an appearance. And it's all but been reported. AJ Lee is going to, if not appear on SmackDown, then she'll be announced for future events on this SmackDown. So if we don't see her in person, we're definitely getting a reveal that she'll be back. And
I don't think it should be a reveal. It has to be her in person.
I like I said earlier, I'm 99% sure it's going to be her coming out. I mean, they've got it in Chicago. I feel like it's the best kept secret when Punk debuted for AEW.
Interrupt because Punk, because I think he's trying to lure them there.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think this is just going to be his response, and then there'll be some jaw jacking back and forth.
Don't you need
I think they're going to save that.
The reaction from Seth and Becky.
I think they'll get that on Raw. I think they'll save it and wait to see how did they feel on, because they can stretch it out. We've got 17 days to the show, so they're going to have more segments, more promos. I envision Friday being the announcement.
Especially if
we will be live this Friday for SmackDown for the review. Indeed, we said so on Monday. We will be live. So make sure you're hitting subscribe, hit that like button, turn on that bell. We'll be live. We've been putting out shorts. We've got another episode of the podcast, hopefully going up tomorrow. Make sure you check that out.
What's this new message that you sent me? I'll make sure to tell the audience that it was my idea and I was the one that came up with AJ Lee returning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just make sure. CM Punk is a troll himself. This is his Instagram story today. I'll go ahead and put this up quick because I'm not special. I know what I'm doing. So WrestleOps tweeted this out. This was it. He said, okay, you asked for it. You poke the devil, you get what you ask for. And he was doing these type of teases like, the final battle and all these type of things when he was presumed to be debuting in AEW. Everyone basically knew, and
Then
instead,
he did it when he was returning to WWE, right?
exactly. So
Then he put out the remix of his song the day before, I think, the show.
yeah. It does make me, laugh. I all the times we've heard AJ Lee's returning, and it burnt me out over the years. This is massive. They really are stacking up the deck as much as possible. They want
Some people
Wrestlepalooza to be
I think
huge.
this is fake outrage for Elon's money on X, but I think this is engagement farming here. People are like saying, "Oh, they should have not spoiled AJ Lee's return." Blah blah blah. I'm like, I think it's fake outrage. You're excited that she's returning. I think they couldn't have made it any clearer after Monday Night Raw. I know Clash in Paris, there was still a debate. I was just throwing that out there instantly, but
Yeah.
after Monday Night Raw, even if they didn't spoil it, they made it clear as day that it was her, right?
Yeah. And, you want to speak badly about somebody as well before. You had Matt Riddle calling AJ Lee, saying that she was sticking all sorts of in her, and that's terrible. Like, that's bad, right?
Yeah.
Disrespectful. I mean, who could fit a hole in your... That's... I don't know how you stretch that out, but any event, guess what? Matt Riddle no-showed and ripped off a charity pro wrestling show this past Sunday.
A charity?
Yes, he was booked to face Simon Miller, ups and downs. Good guy. Do like Simon Miller. At Global Wrestling Kingdom's A New Kingdom Rises event in England. Riddle, however, never traveled to the UK for the show. And let's see, it says here, he has yet to return the deposit paid to him by the promotion. The show was strictly a charity in support of survivors of domestic abuse and homeless veterans.
Oh, that's fucked.
And this is just being reported as of this morning. So Matt Riddle no-showed and ripped off this charity event from this past Sunday. But he's out there trying to farm clicks, talking about the return of AJ Lee and how CM Punk's a creep for helping people in the NXT division because, he's in the locker room, when instead we have this to deal with. Matt Riddle?
Doesn't a lot of the veteran talent go down to help NXT?
Yes. We saw DIY return last night to talk about their anniversary. So, I mean, yeah, you see it often. Can you tell me what
the difference is between CM Punk helping these younger talent?
Because they said that they're, that's their dad, or that he's their wrestling dad. That's it. So
that's someone they looked up to, though.
So, you ready for this? Riddle was expressed concerns about his flight, claiming it was too cheap, and then he was unhappy about being in a hotel room in Barnsley for 2 days. After Riddle revealed his concerns, the promotion tried to organize some pro wrestling seminars so he could make some extra money while in the UK. They were unable to finalize any events on short notice because Riddle wasn't cooperating. Riddle canceled his booking, but didn't cancel his booking, but never traveled to the UK. And a driver was left waiting several hours for Matt Riddle to arrive, according to sources. Wow.
This guy's a scumbag.
So thank you, Cultaholic, for sharing that. They said they received a reply from Riddle noting that he'd accepted another booking, but would still potentially make the show. He did not open any of their future messages and did take the deposit and, ran with the money. And this was all... He was getting paid a deposit for a charity show. He couldn't even donate his time and just make money like off of autographs and stuff like other people do. He was facing Simon Miller and he couldn't. So Simon Miller went and had a match against Grado, which, all right, cool. They replaced him, but still, it sucks that this had to happen like this, and you let people down and lose out on money. That's terrible. But you're going to go and call out AJ Lee as a whore and CM Punk as a creep. Right. That adds up.
Yep.
Ugh, throw the book
Matt
at him.
Riddle is not fine.
He doesn't have to be drunk to be Ric Flair, apparently.
But Matt Riddle, a guy that says never say never about a WWE return. I think he's Alberto Del Rio from a WWE.
I think Del Rio has a better chance of returning than most of us give credit for. He's got a lot of supporters.
I think he might because he's got Rey Mysterio.
He's got a lot of supporters in WWE, like main roster right now, that say like, oh, and they're kind of not wrong. Like, yes, we have this ire and hate in the IWC for him for what? The way he treated Paige and all the shit, the racist comments but Yeah, not let it up. Let's light it up. Let's light it up. Light it up. They're worried that Def Rebel's going to ruin that, so that's kind of funny. But
no, I think they're gonna keep that song. They kept Nikki Bella's song, so
you know, and
they're not
yeah,
gonna
let's
fuck
light
with
it
their
up.
song. I think because that song was made by what crew? Because that was before CFO or whatever came in the mix.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm telling you right now, I really feel like Del Rio is going to get a chance to come back, because people are saying, like, how long is long enough for someone to change from who they were and to make good, and we haven't heard him in the headlines in ages, right? There hasn't been any more allegations or issues, and he did well in AAA for a long time, was their mega champion. So maybe
But what
at
would he
some
do?
point,
Would you say?
reform the
Would he
League of
join the
Nations. I don't know. I don't know that there's necessarily a
face or
good
a heel?
place. He'd probably be a heel, but there's not really a great place for him right now,
Okay.
anyways. But I'm saying,
about
like,
to
we
say,
could see him in
Alberto Del
AAA,
Rio
definitely. I could see
could
him
never
making
be
a
a
AAA
face.
return, absolutely. I think we'll see him in AAA before the year's out, because the fans there, they want it bad, and they're taking it out on poor Vikingo.
You know, I don't argue with people about who should be face and heel. That doesn't happen.
No, we know better, but we try to deal with the channels. You know, I will say this: we were doing really well on TikTok. We had over 1,000 viewers, and then we got suspended again for 7 days. So, are you sure you didn't shit yourself or something? Like, what happened?
I don't know. What are you talking about now?
Are you
Getting
messaging somebody on TikTok that I should be aware of?
Who would I message?
I don't know. I'm just checking because I don't know why we got suspended again. So, trying to figure
TikTok
that out.
Suspend you for literally everything. TikTok's
Oh,
strictest.
everything. Right. What'd you do?
No, for real though. I think
Cody?
TikTok might be the what?
What did you do? All right. I'm gonna
well,
go
you
ahead.
told me to hire that.
Listen,
intern.
listen. I need you to the package that I sent you earlier today. Just go
What's
ahead
in
and put that bracelet on really quick. See that we got the same? Just go ahead and pop that bad boy on.
Okay, what are we doing?
Did you clip it on yet?
Yeah.
I'm having a little trouble because I'm dyslexic. There we go. Okay. Just so you know, I got these off of the old Radio Shack imports, but that's okay. Don't worry. They should still work. Hey, it's a portable lie detector. So you're going to go ahead and tell me. What did you do?
You told me to hire that intern back that you fired.
That's
From
not
Home
true. That
Depot.
was a lie. Let's try again. Cody, you're nervous. I see you sweating. It shows that your heartbeat's picking up.
I
We
can
know.
counter this, right? Since it's a lie detector. So, what did you do?
Fuck, I'm wearing one too. Nothing. I mean,
Did
celebrated
you get that time
my
travel lawyer to
no.
curse off someone at TikTok?
All right.
I
So
see-
I
I saw-
tried to have the time travel lawyer go back in time and kill my wife on the day that we met, so I wouldn't be married to her. We wouldn't be celebrating our anniversary. Sorry, sweetie. I love you. No, that was the truth. Oh no, you're lying still. I got it. No, what are you lying about though?
Wait. So we're both lying?
No, I wasn't. You were. I just told the truth.
Okay. You want to know what happened?
Yeah.
I told Baz happy 51st. If you know, you know. And
You're still not telling the truth. I should have bought the shock ones. I knew I shouldn't have cheaped out. Next time. All right, one more chance. What'd you do?
okay, I sold the rights into somewhere to the Home Depot intern.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You're kidding, right? That's right?
Well, you should. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That was like a joke.
You wait. You were kidding to sell the?
Yeah, I was just being funny. I was like, you know, like all the crap that he did to this show, why would we let him back in willingly?
Oh.
Remember how many times he took us off air and stopped us from streaming? And
Well,
you're kidding, right?
well, you might want to check the lie detector.
It's
Is it saying I'm lying?
no. Oh, God damn it. So when did
Well, now
exactly
he's our
did
boss.
You did not
Oh, Jesus.
my threats serious. Now, Jake, you have to pay. The price is steep. The review of Jake DeMarco is coming.
You gave him his payment, right? All he wanted was a corn dog.
What the fuck did you do?
You were supposed to pay him.
With what? Bananas? What is the show making?
Well, that's our currency.
We got a couple
gave
of
him that.
diamonds before we got suspended on TikTok. All
You
right,
gave
all
him
right,
that
all right.
an apple.
We're gonna refocus. You
Apple.
said we're gonna go broader, right? Right. So what were the questions you were gonna ask at the end? What was it? The NFL questions. We're gonna broaden our horizons here. We're gonna take my third eye and open it. What do we got?
Okay. We're gonna do a fun little game with Jake. NFL predictions, and then on Monday Night Raw's review, we're gonna see how many he got correct.
All right. I'm gonna tap
Okay,
into
so-
my psychic powers.
Just typed. You got something to type down on? You can type down the teams you're picking.
I can do that. I can get a sticky note. Here we go.
All right. We're gonna do a little something fun here.
That sounds nerve-wracking. All right.
Don't worry. I'll fire the intern again.
You're gonna have to do something because we're not gonna be constantly taking over. So that's no
Well,
bueno.
You said next time he returned, the time travel lawyer was gonna take him somewhere.
I thought.
Where?
I don't know. I thought like maybe some. I don't know. All right, we tried.
Mm.
All right, ask
Okay.
away. What do you got for
All right, first game: Cowboys versus Eagles. Who you got?
Cowboys versus Eagles? All right, hold on. Let me see if it works. Sticky note. Here we go. Nope.
Cowboys versus the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I'm gonna pick. All right, I'm just gonna write it down over here. I'm gonna pick the Eagles.
Eagles.
All right,
Gotcha.
gotcha.
Now you got the Chiefs versus the Chargers.
Ooh, Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs and Chargers. Chargers.
Chargers. All right.
I know nothing about
You got-
football this year, so or any
You
year.
got
I'm terrible.
Dolphins. The Dolphins versus the Colts.
Colts. Indianapolis going strong.
You got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the new. They call them New York, but they're in New Jersey. The New Jersey Jets.
I hadn't taken the habit pills. All right, Steelers.
Steelers. Gotcha.
Let's see what else I
Ah.
type wrong. What else can I not spell?
Panthers versus AEW's low EW team, the Jaguars.
Panthers. Gotta
Yeah,
happen.
fuck those Jaguars. You got the Cardinals versus the Saints.
All right, let's go, Ricky. Ricky, no, no.
Ready for the next one?
Yes, ready.
You better fucking break. You got the
That's a lie.
Giants. They call them the Commanders, but we're gonna call them the Redskins. Giants versus Redskins.
Giants.
All right, you know what?
That's who I would be
to
rooting
pick
for.
my fucking team.
I know, but I couldn't. Kept telling me I was
My
lying.
team's the Redskins, by the way. Shout out Jaden Daniels.
The washed
Have a
up
killer season.
foreskins. That's right.
Excuse you?
I don't know their name anymore.
They're the Commanders.
Oh, that's right.
unfortunately.
Commanding all that young boy ass.
I can go on a whole rant. I want.
That's
them to beat the
true?
Redskins.
You better
So
check
you
out
got
your
the
team.
Buccaneers versus the well, they might have a new name again in a few weeks. Who knows? You never know with them. You got the Buccaneers versus the Falcons.
How much is a pirate charge for Pearson?
Uh,
A buccaneer. Ah, get it? All right.
yeah.
What do I got? Buccaneers
Maybe
and
even
who?
higher them. Falcons.
Let's go Winter Soldier. Falcons it is.
You got the Bengals versus the Browns.
Oh, I get your keyword there. Browns. Trying to be cool on TikTok, but you shit yourself again. I got you. All right, Browns.
No.
Shout out to the in-laws. What's up, Browns? All right, let's go.
What I said. You got the Raiders versus Patriots.
Oh, Patriots. Hold on. Do not cheat. So they didn't cheat for that game. It's
Well, they don't
important.
got Tom Brady anymore, so
I know, but still, that'll get me some extra fantasy points, I guess.
that's true.
As a Big Nick said,
You
he's
got-
like, "Do you watch play fantasy football?" And I'm like, "Where?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "No, we do it online." And I'm like, "You want me to throw the ball?" He's like, "Never mind." I'm like, "I'm not very athletic." He's like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it."
Well,
I tried.
what if they're accused of cheating? Are you going to just blame me this time since Tom Brady's not there?
No, but we're testing my psychic powers because I did help your Mets break their streak of
You did.
losing. So we got to see if
You
I'm
did.
just
Thank
good
you.
with sports teams and I should be betting, or should I
Can-
have bought a
Can you
Powerball
do that with
ticket?
the Redskins, by the way? I need them to have a good season.
I'm betting against them intentionally to see if they win. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's good. Do you have bad luck with sports? Because please
Absolutely.
bet against. Okay, bet against them away.
All right. So who's next?
You got the 49ers versus the Seahawks.
San Fran. Should I make it 49 so we know? All right. 49ers.
49ers. All right. You got the Titans versus the Broncos.
Oh. Titans. Remember the Titans. Somebody told me.
Someone told you that. Are you forced to pick them for any reason?
No.
Is that the intern's favorite team? Are you
No.
sure?
He likes the Falcons.
Oh, okay. What about the time travel lawyer? Is that
You got to ask him.
his favorite?
Who? What's going on, Triple M? Who you picking for?
All right.
What's Triple M's favorite team? That's what I want to know. I know he probably watches about as much NFL as I do these days. High school, I was
You
big
got
into
the
football.
Lions
Haven't been
versus
forever.
the Packers.
Oh,
Next game, Lions and Packers.
fudge. Packers. Green Bay. Here we go.
Then you got the Texans versus the Rams.
Oh, so the Rams after the packing. Gotcha. I see what you're hinting at.
Well, you said you were packing
Ah,
earlier.
You were. We know what happened. I'm shrinking.
Oh, you're shrinking.
His chair's going down. He likes the Bears, but he doesn't watch football. See?
Oh,
And then
speaking about
Triple
the
M's
Bears,
is the
Redskins
Ravens,
threw a
'cause
Hail
it's his home
Mary
team.
last year. A game-ending Hail Mary against the Bears last year.
See?
That was cinema. Go
And
back
all of us
watch if you
wrestling
want to.
fans knew absolutely zilch about it. It's true.
You got final
I
two
w-
games here.
I watch every football game. I watch some.
You got
I masturbate to the football
Ravens.
games.
versus
Damn
the
it.
Bills. That's a good game.
Ravens and Bills?
Yeah.
Ravens, because I like the flock.
Speaking about Bears,
It was funny that Raven
Last
didn't know
game.
Matt Cardona was Zack Ryder. That clip going around, that's a good clip. If only we could show it.
oh really?
Yeah. He's like, who was that third guy that was in the group? And they're like, Edge? It's like, no, the other guy that had videos online. He's like, me? It was good. Probably get taken down to play it, but gotta love copyright.
Hell yeah.
Gotta have the
Last game
ratings.
of the week. You got
Yeah.
the Vikings versus the Bears.
Oh, Alex the Terrible. Vikings all the way. I'm excited. We're gonna go see them. Slaughter to Prevail and Falling in Reverse. They're coming in like next Sunday, and we're going. Yeah, birthday extravaganza. Gonna bring my wheelchaired ass there. So I am gonna save this. All right, I'm gonna
On
save this
Monday's
note.
review next week.
Yes, on the
We'll
Raw
find out.
review, we'll find out how terrible I am, but it has been saved and duly noted. We'll see what happens, folks. We'll see how good my psychic powers are. I don't know if they've got anything left, but we'll see what comes of it. I want to go ahead and mention NXT this week. So there wasn't a lot that really stood out to be great. There was a cool little surprise. You had Trick Williams talking to DIY. It was entertaining, but it's weird to see like they're not being heels. They're such bad heels on SmackDown. And they come here and they're like the camaraderie. Let's go. Let's do it. Babyface NXT time. Trick was good playing the heel, but I don't know why they made DIY baby faces. What are you gonna do? Skull. And yeah, exactly. Homer Simpson style. You just get back in the bushes. And that's all you need for the Bears. Josh Briggs and Andre Chase. People were like, this is a good match. I didn't really care much for it. I'm not big into Briggs at this point. Javon Evans and Josh Briggs as well. It was all right, but again, Javon's good. Both wrestlers need wins, so we'll see how it plays out next week. But Jada Parker, Lash Legend, opening the show was okay. Could have been definitely better. I don't know what it was missing, but it just didn't hit on all cylinders.
What's something? Okay, you're good at this. I always take your advice with NXT, especially. What's the highest and lowest? What's something that you recommend me definitely going back to check out, and what's something you could say is skippable?
All right, definitely watch the main event. So you got Hank and Tank, Obafemi, Ricky Saints taking on Dark State. It was a lot of fun. Joe Hendry makes a random appearance. It's all good. You'll absolutely enjoy it. Damn straight. How could we not? Gotta be careful about saying his name around here, though.
I was late to the club, though, but like, remember at first I was like criticizing Joe Hendry. I'm like, who is this guy and why is he?
Yeah, you weren't feeling it.
I felt
as
like
much,
he was just a meme. But then I'm like, actually, I'm kind of digging this guy. It's funny, catchy, like and he's great in the ring. So
something skippable.
My bad for first.
Hey, yeah, it doesn't always hit with everybody, but he's managed to keep you entertained since then. Cody's not. Cody Ray in the chat said he hasn't watched NXT since they moved to the CW. A lot of the episodes have been highly entertaining. So this one felt a little bit lacking, honestly. Jordan Grace and Kaylee Armstrong. Kaylee's the current Evolved Women's Champ. Excuse me. And it was a very quick and decisive loss that all led to Blake Monroe coming out. She sees her own blood and she just freaks out and attacks Jordan Grace. Yeah, the Evolved Women's Champion, Kaylee Armstrong, she got beat by Jordan Grace quickly, and then Blake Monroe came out to attack, and it was just very skippable. It wasn't what I was hoping for. They're trying to keep the feud alive, and I get it because, Blake needs to get beaten by Jordan eventually, but as of right now, they're still going with the story that Jordan can't get it done, even though she's a stronger person.
Quick question. I always ask you this. I don't know if it's changed for you, but NXT, Dynamite, Collision, forget them. Do they even exist to us? NXT, Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown. In order, what's your favorite show out of them, best to worst?
It changes week to week. A lot of times NXT would come up top, but this week probably will be SmackDown on top, then NXT, Raw, and AEW.
And that's crazy because SmackDown's usually the worst.
SmackDown had a hard time for a while, and I feel like they've been getting better with it, and it's been more exciting in the past few weeks.
Because last week I was a little harsh, but last week it was actually a decent show.
This upcoming week, we have John Cena making his final appearance. We've got CM Punk teasing AJ Lee. They're going to be in Chicago. We've got Tiffany Stratton appearing as well, so... NXT next week, we've got Javon Evans and Josh Briggs. Going to find out who's the number 1 contender. Sol, Ruka, and Zarya are taking on Fallon Henry and Jasmine Nix. So Fatal Influence or Attraction or Toxic, whatever. And then Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dane from McCulling in a triple threat for a future shot at the WWE Women's Tag Titles, which is interesting because it's Alexa and Charlotte that hold them. So do the girls go up to WWE or do the tag team title holders come down to NXT? We'll see what comes of that.
I kind of want them to go up to the main roster, like, honestly, because I think that gives them more spotlight,
more credibility.
Officially get called up, because you always like last time. Who were the last champs to defend on NXT? Liv and Raquel.
Liv and Raquel did.
Who did they face? Who did they face? They faced.
I think it was Gigi
Dolan and
I don't think it was Tatum then. I forget who else before they left, but regardless.
But yeah, like I think it would be better if you put these people on the main roster, Raw or SmackDown, have it the match be on there, because so you don't get the who is this?
Yeah, exactly. The Butcher, the Blade.
Audience.
We got Lainey Reed taking on Fabi Apache in an opening round tournament for the Speed title for No Mercy, and then North American champ Ethan Page is taking on Tavon Heights in a flag match for the title. So that'll be interesting as well. First, they said the title wasn't on the line, but the other graphic said it was. So unless they change something, we'll see. Cody Rhodes is set to appear to set up his match with Drew, apparently at Wrestlepalooza. We'll see what happens, but it's supposed to be at SmackDown as well. So going to be a big show on Friday.
They should do like a commercial-free first hour or something.
It's going to be big. Absolutely. I'm excited. We will be live after SmackDown. So during the show, you want to go check out the Wrestling for Life guys, check them out and do the watch along, and then come back and check us out for the review. You can see friends of the channel when you go to my page at youtube.com/Jake DeMarco. You can see friends of all the channel. Cody's up there, Spaz, Liz, and everybody else. So make sure you check everybody out. This is start of their residency for AEW. Dynamite tonight is at the 2300 Arena. It is weird to see the union team outside picketing them still because they're saying they're not paying them enough and doing enough to have safety for the fans. And so we'll see what comes of that. I guess it was a wild start to the show
Safety
with
for the
Gabe
fans?
Kidd and Darby
What do they mean by
Allin.
that? Maybe I missed some
They're
of that.
saying that if the show won't be produced properly, if the Teamsters aren't being paid properly, they're going to skip making sure things are done to like proper code, and that could risk fan safety. So that was their argument. They're not being paid enough, so then they skip things because they got to rush their job along. And that's not what anybody needs. So yeah, Gabe Kidd and Darby Allin beat the hell out of each other to open the show, brings out the Death Riders. Obviously, it's going to be setting up, some type of big match, blood and guts or something coming up, I'm sure. We had Mercedes take on Alex Windsor for the TBS title. And of course, Mercedes beats Alex Windsor. 15-minute match. Mercedes came off very cocky. Alex wanted a handshake, and Monet just kind of said, and shook her hand and flipped her off. So Riho comes out and hits Monet with a top rope double stomp. So now we're going to see Riho be the next one to take her on. I don't give a shit about Riho. I haven't cared about her since day one. That does nothing for me. Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, they were talking about Hook, how he's doing. Ricochet and his bald ass cut a promo backstage. Taz showed off the new banner for the 2300 Arena. They had Mark Briscoe take on Lance Archer. It was an 8-minute match, and Mark Briscoe defeated Lance Archer with a froggy bow. Pretty much they're building up Collision more than Dynamite. And then Brody King and Bandito took on Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli for the AEW tag titles, and they successfully retained them. Darby Allin, he ran out and attacked Jon Moxley, and that's when Claudio went to ringside, and he got taken out by Brody King. And then Wheeler Yuta, went to the floor. Bandito hit Yuta with the 21-plex. They pinned him, got the win, retained their titles. So a good defense. And it does more to continue the Darby Allin-Jon Moxley feud that they're building towards for All Out. And then we had the Young Bucks. They were teaming up with Kyle Fletcher. Oh, God. Not that Kyle Fletcher. And Josh Alexander. So you got the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, with Josh Alexander and Kyle Fletcher taking on.
How much of AEW did you watch again? Sorry, Mike.
This is all of it. We're going through it right now. This is the main event. So Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega, Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, they go ahead and take on the heels. And in the end, the heels end up winning. So Alexander basically held Knight up, and he gets him in a pile driver. And then Nick spiked Knight, and he followed up with a brain buster from Fletcher, and they pinned Knight, and they won in 23 minutes or so. After the match, Lance Archer, Rocky Romero come out to help the heels. Fletcher hits Omega with a chair to the gut, and I guess they missed that on TV. Fletcher basically grabbed the EMT's mic and said, he's dead, talking about Kenny Omega. And the EMT placed a brace around Kenny Omega's neck, and that's when they were talking smack to the EMTs. And Fletcher smiled, and Omega was down and being tended to as the show wrapped up. So, hey, they killed Kenny again. Oh my God, they killed Ken. Kenny's dead again. He's going to disappear for a while. What's the point of this? Kind of feels boring. How many times are we going to take him out with his diverticulitis and stuff? It's just a rinse and repeat scenario here. So I hope Collision is better, but AEW did not sound great tonight. What's that?
The way they always take out Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's very samey with that. That was what we were upset with previously. So it was just it was very boring and unnecessary.
That's why I say, there's a lot of similarities nowadays with AEW and WWE, like how boring it is. And I'm not trying to be negative on the current product, but 2025 for me has kind of been mid with wrestling.
There's
But
been
what would you say the standout moment is? I guess with AEW, but go finish what you were saying there. Then
the standout probably maybe something with All In, like the main event, possibly, but I don't know. It's been not great for a while. To pick off something off the top of my head, I don't know. I would have to go back and look. I'm terrible at that.
like that, the CM Punk and Becky segment was probably like the last actual great segment I remember seeing in a while.
Yeah, that was really good. A lot of people liked Becky and Nikki with their back and forth. That didn't do much, but
what was,
Kenny
like,
and
the
Roman are the
last, like,
same dude. Yeah, they
standout
really are.
possible-
Yeah, and I mean, we
That's
even
what-
have
yeah,
the
that's what I was saying. Kenny and Roman, it's like the same
yeah, interchangeable.
person.
They went over a fans' $2,700 experience at Clash in Paris, and basically what they got was a 2-hour hospitality before the show, even though they got in 45 minutes late because of their priority pass being messed up. All they got as a gift was
Didn't
a commemorative pin, and they got 2 hours hospitality, but it only ended up being less than 90 minutes. They got a quick picture with the Wyatt Six, Rusev, and B-Fab. So they did all of that for $2,700. They got as much food and drink as they wanted. It was like little finger foods for 90 minutes before the event and those pictures. That's insane.
I want to spend 20. When I go to events, like New York City, there's a bunch of McDonald's around. I'll honestly keep it cheap at the event, so I'll go stop at a McDonald's, get a
That's the way you got to do it.
Something and a drink, and then
just save money at the arena because it's so damn expensive. Yep. So I like the top commenter. They're like, for $2,700, John Cena better come out and personally give me a hand job. Fuck that. A whole new meaning to the 5-knuckle shuffle. I'm telling you. Well, Cody, please tell these lovely folks where it is that they can find you, my friend.
You can find me over on my Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it nowadays, at Judgment Day. Or you can find me over on my YouTube. I know I need to post gaming content. I want to do a GTA live stream soon, but you can find me over there, same as my Twitter, at Judgment Day Era. And you can find me over on my Instagram, paid by the Judgment Day, of course, Cody_Onidi_316.
Yes, indeedy, 316. And thank you guys for hanging out over here. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. YouTube.com/Jake DeMarco. You can find me on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it, on Instagram and on Rumble, all at Countdown Ended. You can search Into Somewhere on Spotify and find us there. Or you can go ahead and check us out on TikTok. It's, I think it's Jake.CountdownEnded. Yes, I know I'm great with branding, but it's what they had left. Thank you all for hanging out. We appreciate it greatly. And we look forward to seeing you all Friday night for the SmackDown review. Gonna be a hell of a wild night. I mean, John Cena's last time in Chicago, tag team divisions in turmoil. We got a lot to look forward to. Oh yeah, AJ Lee's possibly returning too. Holy hell.
Quick with Cena. This is like, he has like a few dates left. Just a speed round. Like, what do you want to see John Cena do his last few matches? I think... I know he's getting Lesnar, so anything else that you want to see him do?
I would love to have seen him gotten a match with Joe Hendry. I don't think that's happening. Could have been cool to see him show up for Bound for Glory.
Edge, we were robbed of.
Yeah. I don't know. It would be nice to see who else he could put over on the way out.
Is his last match in January? Because I heard
no,
Michael Cole
it's the Saturday night's main event on Peacock. So that'll be his last show, December 18th, I believe it is.
I think, again, I know someone in the chat, Liz, shout out to you, by the way, but
hashtag fire Cody.
It's because I'm yes, indeed, but you can't fire me at Ironclad. Someone will say that I'm doing this to be a Judgment Day fanboy, but this is more for John Cena than Dominic. I think John Cena needs to chase the Intercontinental Championship. I'm the greatest of all time. I need to do it all.
Yeah,
I think he needs to have an Intercontinental Championship match, whether he wins it or doesn't. That's another topic for another day. But
I don't know who I'd want him to face.
He needs to chase the IC title.
There's so many people out there.
You agree?
Yeah, I mean,
Or
there's.
do you think
I think there's a lot we can still get out of John, but it's probably not happening. Probably not. Sadly,
that's a shame, though. I really feel like he should be chasing the IC title.
It would have been fun, but I don't think it's happening. And only a few big names left. We'll see who he gets to compete with. But we'll see you all Friday. Check out the podcast tomorrow. And as always, I hope you all stay sexy. Thank you all and have a great weekend. Into Somewhere Weekly.
You did not not take my threats serious. Now, Jake, you have to pay. The price is steep.